Hey there, YTPC. It's your boy Cosmo, Cat Dad Piper. Just warming up a pipe for later tonight. Got the Oceano 320. And enjoying Smarty Bob's Amphora blend. So thought I'd come on here today and do a VR to EagleTalonPiper. Earlier today, he posted his 100 sub GAW. And so if you're not subscribed, go over there, check it out, give him a sub, make a video, see if you're waiting something. And before I forget, congratulations again, Eagle Talon. So he asks 4 questions, and I thought I'd go ahead and give them an answer. First question. In miles, what is the farthest you've traveled from where you currently live? Well, I'm not a very traveled man. A lot of that had to do with my mom being a teller growing up, and my dad either getting laid off or going back to school. So a lot of times we take road trips. Maybe, I think once we've flown. And I'm bad at geography. So I had to look into Google. And sorry about that. It kept looked like my video stopped recording earlier, so this is take 2. Apparently the farthest I've been from where I live now is St. Louis, which according to Google is 337.5 miles away. Or about 5 hours by car. We went there, I want to say it was, must have been summer between freshman and sophomore year in high school. Went there just for a family vacation. And give you a quick little story. So, of course, we went to see the arch. I don't know why you wouldn't go there if you're in St. Louis. And then the other thing was, of course, go to Six Flags. So we were staying at a Motel 6, maybe 15, 20 minutes from the amusement park. It was the worst hotel I've ever stayed in. But we checked in about 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. After about an hour or so there, we hear a knock on the door. And went to the door. And who was there but my best friend since kindergarten and his family. Turns out they had the same vacation plans. And him and I had talked a few hours before. We both knew we were going to St. Louis this summer. We had no idea when we were going. When they must have saw our vehicle, they ended up having 2 rooms, like 3 doors down from us. So it worked out great. Like, we ended up going, I think we did 2 days in Six Flags. And my friend had 2 younger siblings. So, we were 14, approaching 15. So my parents hung out together, and they kept an eye on the younger siblings. And then he and I, we got to go around and hit all the roller coasters and all the rides we wanted to go on. We just had to basically meet up at determined locations every 2 or 3 hours. So as like a 14-year-old, that was a blast. I do remember, though, there was a brand new Batman Mr. Freeze roller coaster that was supposed to come out that summer. We were so pumped to go to it. The movie had just come out, or was about to come out. And so we got there, and it wasn't open. It wasn't ready. They had been testing it. They had been having some safety issues, which, it's a good thing it wasn't open. But as a 14-year-old, being able to see the ride you were waiting to go on and not being able to was just heartbreaking. I also remember we found out that after we had been there, by a day we missed, can't remember their names, Lucy Lawless and Kevin Sorbo, Xena, the Warrior Princess, and what was he? Was he Hercules? But they made a guest appearance at the park, like literally the day after we were there. So we were a little upset about that as well, but we had a blast. So, anyways, question number 2. What's one place you would love to travel today, and why? Now, my uncles would say that my first answer should be Thailand, because I have a brother, or my uncle, my dad's brother. Him and his wife live in Thailand doing missions. And they want me to come down as soon as I get down to my goal weight as far as weight loss. I know my other uncle that lives in Minnesota, he'd want to go with me too. My dad had been there, I think, 2, maybe 3 times. So I would love to go there. However, if you could beam me anywhere, like, where do I want to go now? I'll go somewhere in Ireland. And except for the Guinness Brewery, I don't really want to go to, like, all the, tourist traps or tourist destinations. I just want to tour the Irish country. As far as back as or as much as I can tell from my genealogy without doing an ancestry DNA test. Because I'm about half German, half Irish. And the other big reason is I just want to go visit the pubs that aren't the ones you read in travel guides, but the ones the locals go to. And I'd definitely like to meet a beautiful, lovely Irish girl and find myself an Irish bride and bring her back home to the States. Or maybe if it worked out, stay there. I don't know. So that's where I'd like to travel to. The third question was basically, what did you want to be when you grew up? Now, as far as I can remember, I think when I was a kid, I was like a lot of other boys. I wanted to be a doctor. Aside from the whole knowing that doctors make a lot of money, I just remember playing doctor and wanting to be a doctor when I grow up. Now, to go a little further into this, I would say maybe the only thing I really knew that I wanted to do since then was be a father. Even though I'm single and 40, I'm not crossing that off the books. Now, the question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Now, here's the deal. I may be almost 41 years old, but I would like to think that I'm just older and still haven't grown up. So I have 2 answers for if you're asking what I want to be when I actually grow up. First one, as a lot of my friends know, is I have dreams of owning a coffee shop roast your own coffee, design it, manage it, how it's ran. We've even got a name for it. I know how a lot of it would look aesthetically, what type of service you'd provide, all that stuff. I put a lot of thought into that. And the other career path I wouldn't mind, even though I'm probably nowhere near good enough for it, is I think it would be fun to be a cartoon and animation voice actor. Yeah, I can maybe do a couple voices, but maybe I'll let you guys guess and see what those are. Plus, I don't know how good they are. And, let's see. Where I am, where I've been, where I'd go, what I do. Oh, last question. Sorry, the daily coffee is starting to wear off. Last question is, of course, pipe related. What got you into the pipe hobby? Let's say that's a 3-part answer. First one is, always enjoyed the aroma of pipe. I remember my grandpa occasionally smoking a pipe, and then sometime after he passed, me possessing his pipe. Second time was getting into it when I lived in the nearby city, and a couple of friends and I would hang out on the front porch and smoke hookah. And it'd be tobacco, not something else. And a couple of friends in a group brought their pipes and reminded me that I liked that aroma, that I liked the idea of holding a pipe, smoking a pipe. And the third reason I got into the pipe hobby is I had transitioned more into cigars, and Smoking Buddy Matt was more into pipes. Been doing it for a few years. So I invited him over last summer or last fall. I had a couple cigars because I hadn't had any in probably a year and a half. And he brought over his pipes. And that made me get into my pipes. So around October last year, and then really at the beginning of this year in the spring, I found the YTPC. Started working on my technique to where pipes went from being a hassle to a pleasure. So that's my 4 answers. Again, thank you so much, Kenny, and congratulations. If I were to win, go ahead and select somebody else. With me being only 5 minutes away from you and being a good friend, if I were to win, it might raise some red flags otherwise. Plus, I've thrown into your GAW part of the prize. So, I don't remember if I already said this in video or from take 1 that I said this, but plus I've already probably had the samples, and I probably have a very similar pipe lighter like what you're giving away, so best to give it to somebody else. Somebody that could use it or want it more than I do, but anyways, that's my time. I probably talked way too long in this video, but thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see you soon.